We are live. Today we are going to be talking about Clubhouse Analytics. What do you mean by that, Brianna? I mean that we are going to talk about what Clubhouse Analytics could be, what they already have access to in Clubhouse, and some other fun stuff. So if you have anything specifically about Clubhouse that you want to know more about, go ahead and leave those comments. We're going to be going through some of that today. Looks like we got a couple people over on Periscope joining in. So thank you guys for that. I am streaming to Periscope or through Periscope. So on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and I have an iPad set up over here so that I can stream over to my friends on TikTok. So we've got the whole gamut here. Before we get too far into anything, as always, nope, thanks for joining. EasyX3, Deep Thoughts, Erickson Tree, thank you guys all for popping in over on Periscope. I appreciate it. As always, just want to say thanks to StreamYard for being able to power this and allowing me to stream to all these different places. It's really cool. I get to use these overlays, and it's really fun. So yeah, if you're interested at all in live streaming, then I would highly suggest StreamYard if you're interested. So that being said, we've got Mocha Andrew or something like that over on TikTok. Thanks for joining over there. We are talking about Clubhouse Analytics. If you have anything specifically that you want to know, go ahead and drop those in the comments. So let's get started. So Clubhouse, this is a really interesting little case study. If you're on Clubhouse, leave me a comment and comment your username so that I can follow you and connect with you over there on Clubhouse, because I am enjoying it. It's been something that's really fun. So, leave a comment and we can connect and hopefully catch each other in the room. So I want to talk about Clubhouse just a little bit. So in this oh my gosh, TechCrunch, I love you, but sometimes this it's annoying. So Clubhouse, over 8 million downloads, right? They grew massively from January to now, right? So they had like this really big peak, and tons of people have been getting onto Clubhouse. People like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, all sorts of people. Kanye West apparently is supposed to be getting on there. I don't know. And so you can see kind of this trend, right? So it was like September, nah, October, no, November, eh. And I know a lot of people that got in at this time. Brian Fanzo got in at this time, and a couple other people. And at that time, it was mostly just like Silicon Valley peeps, and people weren't really enjoying it that weren't Silicon Valley people. Looks like we got some people jumping in over on TikTok. What's up, Little Kid Alone and Amen Star. Good to have you guys here. So, we know that there's a lot of people there. A lot of people are getting onto Clubhouse. And I met someone on Clubhouse named Michael Sanchez. If you are interested in what he does, and he's done something very similar to this, so I do encourage you to go check him out. Over on Instagram, he's michael.consulting. And that's also his website. So if you want to go see what he does, he's focused a lot on TikTok and TikTok growth right now. So you can go catch him at michael.consulting. And like I said, he's done something very similar to this. So Michael let me know, and I guess I could have Googled it, but I had never even thought of it, that Clubhouse was built on agora.io. And so he did this similar thing where he just looked up agora.io analytics. And when you do this, you can get a sense of the kind of information that Clubhouse is able to collect, right? So there's, if I go into, so they have a document, where did I put this? I grabbed a ton of information on this before I got on here, and now I'm having to go back through it all. Let's go in here first. So I just Googled, literally just Googled agora.io analytics, and we're doing this together. I've not really dove too far into any of this. I watched Michael's video going over, again, like I said, something similar. So we're gonna go through this together. So the reason they used agora.io, I'm assuming, is because it is video and audio based, and it's able to collect a lot of data around those things. So the first thing they have is this investigation tool. It's called Call Search, and it says it helps you search calls and analyze quality issues. So these are things like if they had any issues with their network. Let's see if we zoom in a little bit here. We can see where they're coming from, what the username was, when they joined a conversation and left a conversation, how long they were in the conversation, what platform they were using, what network they were using, how much of the CPU it was using, and all sorts of stuff of that nature. So this is a lot of just very like technical stuff, right? So this is like very much diagnostics based. They have to track these kinds of things to ensure that they're giving a quality product to their users, right? So then we go to this section. Again, I haven't been through any of this, so we're going through this together. This is called Big Channel, and again, it says quality issues of Big Channel. Okay, so channel monitoring, issue diagnostics, enable on demand. So meta, right? Very meta. Nicole, thanks for joining. So let's see, preset configure by user number. Okay, so this is allowing you to slice and dice data, right? You can see where users are coming from. My friends over on TikTok, if you want to see what I'm doing on my screen and all this information, you can go over to my YouTube, my YouTube, my Twitter, or my Facebook page. All of them, just look up Brie E Anderson, and you'll see me sharing my screen over there. Otherwise, keep hanging out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Okay. We have network again. So all this stuff, it looks like this is just a little more slice and dice. Data insights, statistics. So this is kind of the same thing. Okay, so this looks a lot cleaner. So then we have trend overviews. Let's see what they have. So they're slicing and dicing this data. Okay. And then they have real time so that you can see all this stuff happening in real time. This is really cool. They do have a video that walks you through all of the analytics, so you can go through that as well if you're interested. This is a cool view where it tells you like how many people are on the app, how many, like rewind, what their experience is currently like, where they're coming from, all that kind of fun stuff. Let's see. So if we think about how they're using this, a lot of this, like I said, is based on kind of like the users. So they're collecting data on the users. We know that social media platforms do this because that's how they are able to sell to advertisers. That's how they're able to better target their market, right? That data is very important. But what's also interesting is they are tracking like what conversations are being had, how many people are going into those conversations, how long they're staying in those rooms, right? All of these things they're able to collect, and they are collecting. And so I liked, and that was helpful. So again, that's in their document. So if you just go to agora.io/docs, you can go through all of their analytics information that they give to people that are going to use to use the product. So then I started going through, I just looked it up in Google Images and started going through some of this stuff. So that's the wrong Clubhouse. Agora developer. So this is agora.io. Invoices, projects, onboarding, save. So I wonder if they are able to, users rating of call. I wonder if they're able to use that as a way to charge people. I don't know. I'd have to go through that, or if that was just like their billing stuff. So Agora, remember I said at the beginning that agora.io is for video and call. So they're built for video calls and audio calls, which means that their analytics systems were built for that too. So if you're familiar at all with, the like call rail or anything of that nature, where they're collecting information about your calls, where they can like gauge sentiment and they can see how long the conversation was, when it happened, where the person was from, all of those kinds of things. Those are, I'm assuming, going to be the same types of analytics that they are collecting. That's Agora Pulse. Let's see. Newly revamped agora.io console. So it looks like they're able to find specific calls, and they have those channel names, duration. I'm going to imagine, let's see. Okay, location, duration. And you can listen into it too. So they are collecting. I mean, these are things that we had to have guessed going into Clubhouse. They are recording all of those conversations, and they can go back and listen to them for sure. And I think there's just a lot of really cool things that they could be using that for. Let's see. So like, I mean, if they could use machine learning or AI to go through all of the conversations that are being had and pull like trending topics, right? Obviously, you know, when you go on to Clubhouse, you see the number of people in the room, you see the number of people speaking. And that's, you know, that's kind of an indicator of whether it's popular or not, but not always, because people come and go. So like they pop in and pop out. It's branded itself as a drop-in audio app. So that's kind of the basis of it, right? So if you see 4,000 people in a room, in 10 seconds, there could be 3,000 people in the room, or there could be 6,000 people in the room. That's kind of a hard thing to really use to gauge interest. So I think that this would be interesting, because if they could collect all the data and then run it through, or even like a language processor, right, and collect all of the words, they could find some of the trending topics for sure. All right, we got Little Jenam. Thanks for joining. What else do we have over here on TikTok? Oh, yeah. So okay. So then they have obviously like their ticket system. So this is project. Oh, voice, how long was it over a specific time? So, okay, so let's think about how could they use this for users. Like, what information could they give users? Something that I'm thinking right away is like after, so let's say you've hosted a room, and this would be interesting because you have multiple moderators and multiple speakers in a room, theoretically speaking. But let's say you finish a room. If you are done, like once you're done with the room, it would be interesting if it gave you a screen, kind of like TikTok does, where it says you had this many people come in and out. On average, people stayed this long. The person that stayed the longest stayed this long. On TikTok, they give you top viewers. So the people that stayed the longest, they actually tell you their names. So you can like go and connect with them or, you know, what have you. So that's all information that could be really interesting to get at the end of a room. But again, like I said, logistically speaking, not 100% sure how that would happen or how that would work, because there are multiple moderators, there are tons of different speakers, things of that nature. So they would really kind of have to think about how they want that to work. But even like on a profile level, I mean, easy things to track. Not sure if it's something that's already built into, I would imagine it's not. But easy things to track that we know every other platform is tracking is like how many people are coming to your profile, how many people followed you in the last day, 7 days, 28 days, even at a basic level. That's what TikTok does. That could still be helpful. What I would like to see at the end of rooms too, now that I think about it, or even maybe once you're done speaking, is like once you exit a room, is like you gained this many followers during that time. And, you know, I mean, I don't know, you had this many profile visits, because those are things that are really important. Like when I am on TikTok, obviously we're not Clubhouse, obviously we're not given any sort of analytics right now, but things that I'm watching and I'm refreshing, like as I speak, I am refreshing and going, okay, am I getting followers? Am I getting followers? No, but that's telling me I'm not connecting with the audience in the way that I need to. Like I'm not adding value to them. That's truly valuable enough for them to want to have to follow me. So those are things that I'm checking like consistently, or like once I leave a room, if people have followed me at all. I'm watching like, you know, if I'm getting connections on Twitter and Instagram, that's the easiest place to pull data from right now. On Clubhouse is, or not on Clubhouse, but through Clubhouse, is that you're able to go to your Instagram and your Twitter and kind of get an idea of how many people you've impacted from Clubhouse based on, you know, once you leave, if they've followed you. Obviously, if they already follow you on Clubhouse, they're not going to follow you again. So like, did they go to your Instagram profile? Did they comment on something? Did they send you a DM? That's a big one right now, is people are just sending people to their DMs to see if they've had any sort of impact. So those are the kinds of things that, like, you know, is really are really, really helpful. And I think that we would, you know, really benefit from seeing on Clubhouse. So yeah. Okay. Mother of Pearl, we got over there. We've got Anternoberg. I don't know how to say that, over on Periscope. Thanks for joining. So let's keep trucking along. So these are things, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just streamed. Okay. These are things that we know that that Clubhouse has access to, right? So they have access to the number of people on specific channels. They have access to where those people are from, how long they have obviously been on the platform, but how long each session of theirs lasts. And I'm assuming whether or not they speak, how many times they speak, things of that nature. Now, aside from that, something else that I found really interesting is using SimilarWeb, how we can see how the usage of Clubhouse has kind of varied. So this is on the Play Store. So how do I should be able to change this. So let's see, Clubhouse. Let's see, Clubhouse. A drop-in audio. Okay, thanks. Why is this all? Okay, so what about this? So what if we did join clubhouse.com? Because that was on Google Play, and I guess we could have looked at that, but it's not supported by Google Play right now. So okay, so if we look at, okay, let's see more. Okay, App Store here. This is what I wanted to look at. Pardon our interruption. Oh, I'm not a bot. That's a cool captcha. I've never seen that before. Sorry. Okay, so here we are. Oh. Okay, so anywho's, we can see it's ranking in the App Store. So this is all categories. This is social networks. So we can see over the last 28 days, it's been steady between 5 and 7. If we did the last, okay, so I can only get 28 days because I don't have a pro account on SimilarWeb. So I don't think I can do that. Yeah, so that would be pro. Usage by, yeah, so that's all only for Google Play. We can see in the App Store how it's ranking. So in the US, still gaining traction. In France, gaining traction. In the UK, gaining traction. In Canada, it's falling in all categories. And in Germany, it's falling in all categories and social networking, but it's still in the top 5. So still interest. This is something that I have been interested in because after I really wanted this to, okay, we're going to go back to their website too and just take a look-see. This is something that I have been watching closely because when Clubhouse really started to pop off, then Twitter came out. No Android support for Clubhouse yet, correct? Rumors of it coming in March, also correct. They're not, well, I know that they just onboarded a couple of Android developers, and they're looking to expand that as soon as possible. But yeah, so anyways, so something that I've been interested in is like once Clubhouse started really popping off and everybody was tweeting about it, Twitter started working on Spaces and they've already rolled that out. I just got access to Twitter Spaces yesterday to be able to start my own Spaces, so I'll be testing that out. And then on Facebook, they're rumored to be trying to create something similar. And, you know, a lot of the hype around Clubhouse is still kind of there, but it's just not what it was, you know, even a month ago. So I've been interested to see, you know, how those numbers are going to look, right? So let's look at the website. Global rank way up, country rank way up, category way up as well. Total visits, look at that. December, 200,000 visits. January, 4.4 million visits to their website. That's insane. We can see average visit duration. I mean, all these numbers are outstanding. Germany, this is something that I've noticed on my feed as well, that the usage in Germany is growing. Again, if, you know, in-house at Clubhouse, they have access to that data. So I'd be interested to see, I would be interested to see how that works. So over on TikTok, A+ Photo UK says, I think they should get their skates on before Twitter overtakes them. Yeah, so I think that I mean, I don't know. I was just in a room about this yesterday where, well, a Twitter space about this, where they were talking about this yesterday, where, you know, like Clubhouse has kind of like a conference feel where you have people on the stage, you have people in the audience. There's a visual line between the two. And a lot of times it can feel like, you know, and they have these massive rooms. I mean, like thousands of people, and you can't really get a word in edgewise, things of that nature, where Twitter, it's people that you know, it's your friends, right? And so, and the rooms are a lot smaller right now because they're new, but something to be noted, neither platform has Android capabilities yet. And I think that they're racing on that part too. So I don't know. I think that and Twitter has more like interactive functionalities, while Clubhouse doesn't, but Clubhouse has more functionalities as far as like being a speaker and things of that nature. So I don't know. It's interesting. In a second, we're gonna go take a look at how those two things are comparing. So yeah, so we can see all of their stuff here. Yeah, 68% of traffic, of social traffic from Clubhouse is coming from Twitter, and Twitter is the only one with a competing product. So that's interesting. Audience interests. This is interesting. Finance, news and media, finance, computer and electronics. That's probably because a lot of the rooms there are about stocks, are about there's been a lot of rooms about like the GameStop stocks and all sorts of things of that nature. So let's do this then. Let's go to Google Trends and let's do Clubhouse, and we'll do Twitter Spaces. Yeah, so the comparison there, slim to no comparison actually. Twitter Spaces. So let's remove that. So really, there's not a ton right now of search interest in Twitter Spaces according to Google Trends. But again, that's not the be all end all. There's no telling. And so Twitter Spaces built Twitter Spaces on the same platform that they used for or using the same stack that they used for Periscope. So they definitely have a leg up in that sense, to where they can they're able to grab the same analytics. We know what analytics they're getting for sure, because if you've used Periscope, you get those analytics at the end of the video. Susan, TP Queen, thanks for joining. Okay, so Clubhouse Analytics. Let's see what else we can find here. Clubhouse. So let's go back to, I'm interested, agora.ai analytics. So yeah, so if you look that up, the very first thing, it will take you to that documentation of the analytics. There is a video on here. Is it on here or is it? Okay, no. It might be this one. So there, I think. Yes, so there's a video on this that will show you all the real-time stats and things of that nature, which is pretty cool. So let's see what else they have on here. So call search for live voice and video, see detailed quality. Okay. Streaming quality. Streaming. So a lot of what they're focused on is like just quality, which is important. But there's just got to be more. Let's see if we can go to the YouTube channel. What's up here? Again, like I said, thanks for adding me to Clubhouse. I'm learning the ropes, but liking it. Good, I'm glad. Okay, let's see. Testimonial, integrating. Like I said, I got this idea and the information of what Clubhouse was built with from Michael Sanchez. So again, if you go to michael.consulting, you'll be taken to all of his stuff. Yeah, and he's been killing it. So have I been a host yet? Do you mean have I been a host for a Twitter space or a moderator for a room, or what do you mean by that? Okay, so let's see. Quick start, video call, quality comparison with competitors, quick start, future of work collaboration. No, I want to see agora.ai analytics. That's language that I don't know. So I don't know if that's Agora AI. Okay, so what if we did... Oh, I did AI. I meant IO. Agora.io. Data insight. Data. Usage overview. Calls duration, number of channels, maximum online users, number of users. So you see total minutes, total audio duration, video duration, total. Okay, so here's some metrics. So got top channels, high concurrent channels, peak concurrent channels, peak concurrent users, total users, and total join counts. So remember, a metric is something that is a number. And a dimension is what we can splice that number by. So for this, it says geo, so top 10 countries with so we can do countries with high usage, we can do network type, we can do it by operating system, SDK version, I don't know what that means, peak users, user number, and a call. So those are metric. Okay, metric join success rate in 5-second rate, audio first, video first, audio freeze, video freeze, transmission rate, and then again what you can chop that up by. So that's really interesting. So I wonder, Agora Analytics. Have I been a Clubhouse moderator teaching what I know? Yeah, kind of. Not successfully, not yet. Well, I guess one room that I co-hosted with Brian Fanzo did really well. But yeah, Stupid Bulldogs, thanks for joining. Okay, that's now what I wanted. Release notes. Big channel restaurant. Analytics metrics. I wonder if we can get, like, I wonder if I could gather all of this and like put it into a document, all these metrics and stuff. Okay, so this is getting into stuff that's above my head. Okay, metric, high quality video, audio. So I think this is telling you how to take gather your own metrics. I don't know. Yeah, because this is the developer center, but I don't got the time for that. Okay, so here's kind of the live stuff. So again, metrics, alerts when an abnormality occurs. So this would probably be like bots coming in, some sort of attack, a ton of video freezes or audio freezes, join delays, things of that nature, user ranking, if they're concentrated in one company, high transmission, scale overview. So we're seeing kind of a pattern here of the available metrics. So let's see, speaker to speaker, Shanghai. Okay, so those are regions, yeah. So, all right, does anybody have any questions or anything about Clubhouse Analytics? If you do, go ahead and drop those in the comments. While I'm waiting for that, I just want to remind you guys that I do offer analytics consulting, one-on-one consulting, where we can walk through your numbers and see how you are doing. I offer analytics setup so I can help you get all of your data in a way and in a place that you can use it so that you can make better decisions moving forward and make the most out of your time and money and other resources. And if you don't want any of that, but you just want to show some support, I do have a buy me a coffee. And if you want that link, it's in my bio pretty much wherever you are. So if there are no questions or anything like that, I want to thank you guys for being here. I'll be on again next Friday at 12:30 covering I don't know what yet. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. And have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy it. And don't forget, you're a beast.